Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 15, and today we are returning with the final episode of the season as we take on Norwich away and Middlesbrough at home. Before we play this games though, Mill have been getting on off camera, and hopefully today my audio is much better. And I do want to apologise for the last episode as well. I don't know what happened. I was using the same settings and I was using the Yeti microphone. That was where the audio came from. But for some reason it just sounded horrible. And I apologise for how awful I sounded. Hopefully I sound much more professional and lovely today. But so in last episode you saw our 2-2 draw at St James's Park and our 2-1 victory at home to Leeds as well. I played 4 games off camera in the race for the playoffs. And unfortunately we didn't do what we needed to do. And that's why today's episode is the season finale. We started with a 2-2 draw away at Villa Park, where we were 2 goals down in this game, and Archer was forced off at half-time through injury and hasn't played a game since. And we did really well to battle back from 2 goals down and claim a point, really. Gregors scored the first of our 2 goals, and then Hutchinson scored our second with 22 minutes to go to give us a credible point against a playoff team, but we shouldn't have been in that position to begin with. We did well to battle back, though, and claim a point. Not a terrible result there. And then we beat Blackpool, rock bottom and already relegated with a 2-0 victory. Jed Wallace scoring a lovely goal for the first, and then Tom Elliott scored 6 minutes to go to give us a big 3 points there. So after the game, there was still a chance of playoffs. We'd only had 1 defeat in our last 9 games, I think it was. We were playing well, but unfortunately, it all went wrong in the final 2 games off camera, and we started with a 4-3 defeat away to Medeski, where this was one of those games where I was just like, I swear FM is not letting me get the win, because we battled back from 3 goals down. We battled back on 3 separate occasions from a goal down to equalise 3 different times, and we showed such great character, such great resilience. But it's just one of those games where you just felt you're going to lose it no matter what happens. You know you're going to lose it, and the way we lost it, I was raging like crazy, man. I don't rage when I play video games. It's not really my style, but I was just so frustrated because this defeat basically ended our chance of making it to the playoffs, and the winning goal they scored with 7 minutes to go just sent me into a fit of rage. They just launched the ball long, and it was a cross, not a shot. Freddie Woodman was backpedaling, and he just fumbled the ball, and then eventually it was turned in by Ngoy for his hat-trick, and Reading claimed the 3 points, and I was like, ridiculous, man. Like, seriously, what a stupid way to lose the game. And we did lose 4-3, and I was so frustrated, man, because we still had a chance at the playoffs. Now, we held on to a point, we still would have had a chance. Because of that basically ended it. And our final game off camera was a 0-0 draw against third place Brentford, which mathematically ended it. And that is that done now. So just 1 win in our last 3, just 2 wins in our last 6. And unfortunately, like last season, we had a chance at the playoffs and we've bottled it towards the end. We now sit in 13th place in the table with 2 games to go. It's been a crazy season though. There is such a cluster right now in this mid-table where come the end of today's episode, we could finish as low as 16th place, or we could finish as high as 7th. It's been absolutely crazy how tight it's been throughout the mid-table this season. Hopefully, we will finish in the top 10 last season, and I guess we'll have to wait and see. But off camera as well, a couple of things have happened. We've given some contracts to some new players, some senior players, so they're tied down for longer. Romeo has got a new 4-year deal, delighted with that, and a wage increase. We've also given Ferguson a new 4-year deal and a wage increase. All of my players get wage increases. I just love giving them the money. I don't really, it's reluctant. And also Tom Elliott got a new contract as well. That's a 3-year deal, and he didn't get a wage increase. The only player that's not got a wage increase under my management. So yeah, 3 players got new contracts, and yeah, that's basically that. So let's dive into the first of the final 2 games of the Championship season, where as we know now, there is no chance of a playoff place. So we're away at Carrow Road then, and this will be our team for the game, 4-4-2 with our normal instructions, and this is our lineup. Freddie remains in goal despite his howler against Reading. Did get a clean sheet in the last game though, and it's back for Meredith, Hutchinson, Cooper and Romeo. Midfield 4 is Ferguson on left, Wallace on the right, and in the middle Saville and Williams, and up top together Gregory and our top scorer Steve Morrison, and on the bench Anderson for the injured Archer, Carter, Vickers, McLaughlin, Thompson, Tunnicliffe, Thompson, Webster is on the bench, and Aidan O'Brien as well. So first game, it's Norwich. Let's at least try and end the season strong and break into the top 10. Come on you Lions. So first highlight comes to the Canaries. Not a great start with Josh Murphy receiving the ball and crossing to the middle. And as we hook it away, it should drop straight to McLean, which it does. back out wide, and Norwich continue to press here. Murphy to Zimmerman, goes for goal and hits the crossbar, and it's eventually cleared by Hutchinson after a crucial interception by Meredith. Still 0-0, but not a great start. Norwich already hitting the woodwork. They are in the playoffs, they'll want to stay there. They're the favourites today. Let's try and surprise them and get a win. Oh, a bit of bad news to end the season as well. That's been the only highlight so far, but there is an injury here for Morrison. It seems like our captain will probably play no part now between now and the end of the season. Not that it matters too much, but O'Brien will switch those two around for the preferred roles. And that's such a shame, man. Morrison's had an amazing season for us, our top scorer. And knowing now he's going to be out for the final 2 games, that's a big blow. Well, final game and a half, but still, any chance of us making the top 10 now has taken a big hammering, because Steve has been one of, if not our best player this season, and that is a big shame. So still 0-0 though, and despite the early woodwork being struck from Norwich, we haven't seen any highlights since then until now, and sadly the opportunity does come to the Canaries. Zimmerman on the ball will keep hold of it and then eventually spread it out wide towards Russell Martin. Martin crosses, there is McLean, and Woodman makes the save. Not really sure what happened there, but I think it was a clear-cut chance. And Norwich failed to capitalise. So half an hour to go, still 0-0. Dig in, boys, I'll take the point. And another highlight comes right on cue, and perhaps to Millwall. If we keep Norwich penned in their corner here, nope, it's going to be Norwich who clear. And they'll probably get another opportunity here in the game where they have been the better team. It's Zimmerman on the ball, deep inside his own half, finding Maddison. As Norwich will casually work their way forward here down this right-hand side, as they continue to retain possession and look for an opening in our back line. But there is Sean with the tackle, and eventually we should get the danger away. Cooper launches it long for Gregors to chase onto, and he's onside, and Henderson makes the save. Well, a chance out of nothing. Jake Cooper playing a lovely lofted long through ball, and Gregors really should have made it 1-0 there. It was a great opportunity, clear-cut chance, but sadly couldn't take it, and thus it is still tied at 0-0. Corner finds Wallace, he shoots, Martin clears. And, oh no, don't commit Romeo. Don't commit Romeo. No. Murphy, one-on-one with Meredith. Force him wide. Well done, James. Force him wide. Good stuff. Runs out of play. Perfect. We've now entered stoppage time. We're still tied at 0-0. And I've got to say, a pretty interesting game to start off with today then. There were quite a lot of shots, 23 in total from both teams together, but not a single goal. And to be honest, I'm actually pretty satisfied with that point there. Whilst it does mean our streak is not looking too healthy to end the season off with just, I think it's 2 wins in 8 games now. I'll take the point in the grand scheme of things. So there's confirmation that Newcastle have won the championship, as they always do when they're relegated again. Swansea, Brentford have a chance to overtake Swansea with their game in hand there and going to second. But for us sitting in 12th place, that does now mean that the furthest, or I should say the highest we can finish to end the season realistically is going to be 10th place. And it seems though we're probably going to finish around 12th to 13th to possibly 11th on the final day. Is Morrison out? Oh man, I was going to say, is Morrison out for the final day? He's going to be out for the opening day of next season and then some. Oh, that is the worst injury of the series so far. And Steve, are you glad you got that contract extension? Because you would have been forced into early retirement otherwise. Out for 4 to 5 months. Absolutely gutting. And I'll be a lot happier if he wasn't injured in the first place. All right, calm down. Wow. I mean, I know it's May, but I've got a serious tan going on there. Thankfully, my vitiligo's not showing. Just leave me to my recovery. Come on, Steve, I gave you more money. Wow, I've tanned. I've completely tanned, haven't I? But, that's gutting, man. That's gutting. Steve out for 4 to 5 months. What a horrible way to end Season 2. So here we go then, it's time for the final game of the championship season, and it's also my 100th game in management as well. Look how tanned I am. I've not been on holiday since I was 18 years old. How have I pulled that off? But it's my 100th game in management. If that's how I look after a week or 2 in Spain, I think I'm going to be going in the summer. It's time for the final game of the season, and we take on Middlesbrough, who do have a chance of making the playoffs on the final day if they win and West Brom lose away at Deepdale. So we could settle something, and this side of the table is looking going to the final day as well. Swansea are still in second, Brentford in third, and as for the teams at the bottom, only 2 have a chance chance of going down. That's Cardiff and Blackburn, who right now sit in the relegation zone. So this will be our team for the game and final game of the season. We won on the final day here at Villa Park, at the Den last season against Aston Villa. Let's see if we can do it again here against the Borough. So this will be our team for the game. Couple of changes to our lineup, but no changes to our tactics. Woodman will play his final game for the club, or so you would think, with him currently on loan. Meredith, Hutchinson, Cooper, and Romeo make up our back four. Might be Meredith's final game for the club as well, as he's out of contract come the end of the season. Midfield four is Ferguson on the left, Webster getting his first start on the right, why not? And in the middle, Tunnicliffe and Williams. And up top together, Gregory and O'Brien just picked up a knock in training. So I think what I might do is give young Marvin Brito a start up top, and the two academy graduates can get their first starts in a Millwall shirt today on the final day. On the bench, Anderson, Carter Vickers, McLaughlin, Sowell, Thompson, Wallace, and Aidan O'Brien carrying that slight knock. In fact, I won't exacerbate it after what happened to Morrison, and I'll put Elliott on the bench instead. So second game is Middlesbrough. There's very little riding on it for us. We'd still like to win and finish in 10th. Come on, you Lions. So still waiting for the first highlight of the game to come. And I wouldn't be against 3 0-0 draws against Brentford, Norwich and Middlesbrough to end the season off, because whilst it's not exactly winner's mentality, that's 3 credible clean sheets against 3 very decent teams, and all of which going for a playoff place. I'd definitely take it. But we're still waiting for a chance, not at least like a highlight of some sort, because as things stand, the final day is going to be as uneventful as it seemed heading into it. Well, it's taken a long time. Here is the first highlight with 8 minutes to go. And it looks like it will come to the Lions. Ryan Tunnicliffe to Sean Williams through to young prospect Clinton Webster. And he'll find Gregory. And Lee looks to find Elliott. It's a poor pass. And Fabio De Silva will clear. But there's Hutchinson with a header. And now Shane Ferguson picks it up. Come on, you Lions. Let's get the win here. Elliott's pass is poor, though. And now here come the Borough with a chance to make the playoffs. They can find a late winner here. Rudiger stead out wide towards Garcia. And Garcia's was that a cross? Goes straight to Woodman. And that can't have been a highlight. That must have been one of those premature highlights, and then it comes straight afterwards. Come on, you Lions. Let's get that chance. Let's get that goal. Elliott to Gregory. Lovely little move. Shane Ferguson down left-hand side. Can you finish from a tight angle? Taken down. And a penalty for Millwall. And Fabio took down Ferguson, which gives Williams the chance to possibly give us the win with 7 minutes to go. Yes, Sean Williams missed at Selhurst Park, would have scored his last 4. Gets his 6th for the season. Oh, and I just remembered, that's another player that got a new contract. Sean Williams signed a 2-year extension and will be staying here at the Den, as he's played so many games for us, and he's such a great little technical player, and I really like him, especially when he scores those game winners. So 1-0, just a few minutes to go, and that may well be the game winner. And we are just waiting for the final whistle to come any second now. There might be one final chance, but as Hutchinson cuts out that through ball, that should do it. And as Wallace finds Gregory, we're waiting for the finals to come any second now, and there it is. Millwall get the win on the final day, just like last season, courtesy of a late Sean Williams penalty. I will calmly say to the boys, a good win, well done. I'm delighted that everyone is delighted, and that means that as the Borough miss out on the playoffs, we end up finishing in 12th place in the end then. So okay, we didn't sneak into the top 10 last season, but it is a top half finish for the second straight year. And this is how the league table ends up looking. So Newcastle, champions of the Championship, as they always are when they come back down. Swansea finishing in second place. So those 2 recently relegated sides going straight back to the Premier League. Brentford, Aston Villa, Norwich and West Brom will contest the playoffs. And as for the bottom 3, the teams that were relegated were Blackpool, Bristol City and Blackburn Rovers as well. Weren't they all 3 newly promoted sides? Blackpool and Blackburn were. Oh no, Peterborough. Peterborough, the other team that came up from last season. So, unlike last season, not a top 10 finish, but more points than last season. I think that's the thing you need to take away from this year. This season, it was a lot more competitive this year. You know, there was such a cluster of teams in the mid-table, whereas last year there was a bit of a gap developing. But, you know, to get more points than last season, to have more wins on the board as well, 3 more than last year, I think this has been a good season. I really, really do. And again, we weren't supposed to make the playoffs. That was not the aim. The board said they just wanted us to finish in mid-table, and that's exactly what we've done. So yeah, I'm delighted. Whilst we failed in our cup objective, both our cup objectives, I'm satisfied with that. That's a good season for us there. And whilst we're not making majorly quick progression, we are showing that we're making improvements year after year, and this has been a good start. I'm satisfied with what we've done this year, and I'm glad that we did win the final day as well. So there we go then. That's our overall best 11 squad. I love looking at this as the years go by. And the end of season award saw Wallace named player of the season. Not too much of a surprise, though. I would have thought Morrison would have had more votes there, our top scorer, finishing in 3rd. O'Brien won goal of the season. The Jag was our signing of the season. Slim pickings, really. And young player of the season went to Jake Cooper as well. And as you can see, Morrison, 16 goals this season, was very impressive, but that injury, oh man, Steve, that is such a shame. And here's our season review. Millwall will look back on the season as a job well done, as they impressed sufficiently to break clear of mid-table obscurity and announce themselves as a club on the rise. Yes, we are, finishing above their expectations. The Lions are one of the competition's feel-good stories, defying expectations and, owing to an impressive spell of form between February and March that saw them move into 10th place, were able to celebrate a job well done. Our match of the season was our 3-1 victory at Bramwell Lane. Our moment to forget was definitely a moment to forget. Our 6-1 defeat away at St Andrews. We had an average attendance of 16,340, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So for our end of season team meeting, I shall say to the boys, do we want to say we can finish in the top half? Because we definitely can. Or do we want to be bold and say we can make the playoffs? I think we should take it step by step and not go too far too quickly. Learn to walk before you can run. So the season is finished now, and it's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can finish in the top half next year, and you need to come back for the pre-season with the same level of ambition. And everyone is delighted with my final team meeting. And yeah, there we go. So we get the boys back early, 5 weeks as always, and I'm pleased. Good season, that. Good season. And this is what we were waiting for, the budgets for the new season. And as you can see, there's not much to work with. Again, it's actually lower than last season. We don't have any money at the Den whatsoever. And John has given us just 691 grand to work with in the transfer window. So I'll need to work my magic if we are to have any chance of signing some good players. But I got to be honest here, with that sort of budget, that's going to be tough. That's going to be very tough indeed. So I think, unlike last season, what I'm going to do is play one more week quickly off camera, and then I'll show you what happens. Because as you can see right now, the playoffs are about to be played, plus the Premier League final day. When's the Premier League final day? That actually might be a long way away. It's actually the 11th of May. Is that the final fixtures? No, it's the 19th of May. Okay, well, I'll come back for that, and I'll show you what happened in the final game of the Premier League season and who did what. And so the Premier League has just finished, 38 games played, and we're now going to find out who's going to be in the Premier League next season, as Norwich won the playoff final on penalties over West Brom. And this is how the Premier League ended up finishing, where, as you can see, once again, Manchester United were crowned champions. Anyone who watched my whole save last year, we sitting there thinking, here we go again. How on earth do you stop Mourinho's men? Chelsea finished in second, Man City in third, Arsenal in fourth, with Spurs, Liverpool and Burnley making up the Europa League places. And as for the relegation, Fulham have gone back down to the Championship, Huddersfield are back down to the Championship, and West Ham have been relegated as well. So looking forward to our battles with that side next season. And as for one brief bit of news, as you can see, we've just given a new contract to Jake Cooper. Our big, tall, 6'7" centre-back has signed a new 4-year deal, and he's now on 12 grand a week. He was on 3.3 grand a week. But the players, man, they realise they're underpaid here at Millwall. And we got no choice but to give in and give them more cash. And also one thing as well, Liverpool won the FA Cup by beating Manchester City in the final, Chelsea even, in the final by 4-2. So, yep, that'll do it. The episode is going to end there. By the way, John Berylson just gave us a cash injection as well, as I turned down a Hull job interview a moment ago, because Hull, of course, finished lower than us in the Championship, so I don't see the point in going back to the club we used last season. And Berylson's given us 5.25 mil, and a moment ago, he gave us even a little bit more. Yeah, 7.25. So our finances, actually, for the first time in a long time, are as healthy as they've ever been. But that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching this season. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you did, then please do drop a like. Much love. Enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you for the start of the new season coming out tomorrow morning, Season 3, where hopefully we might have brought in 1 or 2 decent players for the first time in the series. See you for the new season very soon. Bye.